Hi, we're Gentlemen Critics. We're back here and we're talking about Suicide Squad. We're going to talk about a lot of things in this recording. We're just going to kind of go around and talk about, things we liked, things that we didn't like, and we're going to start by going around in a circle and just kind of saying our overall thoughts. Jesse, do you want to lead us off?
I thought it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't fantastic, but it was pretty good. The characters are great. The comedy was really good. So, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. What did you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the character is really great. I really enjoyed it. When I went into the movie, I didn't know what to expect, but I ended up walking out pretty happy with the overall result. So I'd say I had a good experience with it. Alex?
Going into it, I was stoked about it. I'm pretty biased in these topics though because I love DC. I love everything DC does for the most part. But I agree. The first thing you guys said, I agree with. The characters, how everybody was portrayed, I think kind of helped the movie out a whole lot. I loved it. I would definitely recommend it, and I would totally go see it again.
Alex, did you see? I think you may have seen this because it was on Tumblr. This is how I saw it. But somebody was saying that one of the deleted Joker scenes from Suicide Squad was of Ben Affleck and Jared Leto with regular teeth and no damage tattoo, and Wayne Manor burning in the background, and Batman's like, "You've gone too far," and the Joker's like, "Be careful, I damage easily." And then Batman just beat the fucking shit out of him, broke all his teeth and shit.
That'd be such a cool scene.
And that's why he has all the studs and he got the damage tattoo.
Yeah,
that's why he got the tattoo of the mouth on his hand, because he can't smile like he used to, because Batman beat the fucking shit out of him.
That was the rumor going on for like 2 weeks after the movie came out.
I think we're gonna get like a 3-hour Suicide Squad in the extended.
DC needs to stop pulling scenes out like little bitches.
The director said this one was his cut. He made the decision, the ultimate decision, because he said that there was a lot of Joker and Harley scenes, but he felt like it took away from the Squad, and it was a Suicide Squad movie more than it was a Harley and Joker movie.
Well, yeah, there's like only 3 Joker scenes.
But like, you got Ben Affleck, and he did more than one fucking scene.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He had 2 in the movie, and if he did 2, I mean, it's not unreasonable to think he did like 3 or 4.
Well, then he had a post-credit scene.
Yeah, and he had a post-credit scene. So if you had Ben Affleck for this movie, you should have used him more. Or at least
I wanted at least a couple more scenes with Joker. A few more scenes with Joker.
Well, apparently there was that dance scene that Harley was dancing in the background. Apparently that whole scene was like all sorts of cut up. Which is why the Joker seems so like weird and like inconsistent with the things he says. It just doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, no.
It's because apparently that like the whole like looking at Harley in that cage while she was dancing was like so much more extended. Yeah, this is going to be such a good universe. I don't think that we asked for it because we didn't.
No.
And I don't think it was wanted, and they were honestly haven't even done it that well. But it's being well received. Comic book fans from all walks of life who love DC are coming out of the cracks, and they're supporting these movies regardless of their merit, and it's awesome.
I mean, Suicide Squad's at the top of the charts for like the 3rd week in a row.
Suicide Squad is amazing, and it's way better than Batman vs Superman. In my opinion,
I wouldn't say it's way better.
It's definitely better, and it's better than the extended cut, for sure. And I haven't even seen the extended cut of Suicide Squad yet.
I'd say with the extended edition of Batman vs Superman, it makes it about equal. But yeah, like final or like theatrical release cut. It's definitely better than Batman vs. Superman.
I'm just talking in terms of film, not in my enjoyment level. I'm just saying, as a film, I think Suicide Squad is so much. Its structure is so much more sound. The whole sequence where they show all of the different backgrounds of the character, I think it's so well done.
How about we start the review?
I already have it recording.
Oh, you already have a recording? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We just sort of got onto it.
Okay, well, Suicide Squad definitely has its problems. It's good, it's not great. it's good. It's pretty good. You know, the worst thing I would say about Suicide Squad is the story was a bit lacking. It's a bit lacking in a bunch of departments. Pretty much, it's basically you have the Suicide Squad going on kind of they get sent in the movie on a very uninteresting mission. And then by random events, they have to fight the big baddie, which, spoiler alert, was Enchantress. So, you know, it was
And
just
her brother.
them go. But I do think that the comedy and the characters were able to pull it past a lot of its shortcomings, though.
I
agree.
I mean, I sort of looked at it differently when I was watching the movie. I thought the weakest point was the story as well, but I thought specifically that Enchantress was a very weak villain. I really didn't feel like that was
the stakes were
choice.
High, but
the stakes were high. It was world ending, but it felt like it just wasn't. I was looking for much more of a fun ride, including the villain, but that didn't really turn out to be. It was really just the squad that was holding it together. But I thought that the writing in terms of what the actual squad did and how they spoke and just the different things they did, even including Amanda Waller and Flag, I think were spot on. Of course, she would not send the Suicide Squad to deal with the bad guy. She sent the squad to come save her ass.
To pick her up, even though she wasn't really in any immediate danger when they get there. Like, was she even?
I don't know. I mean, I
think
think Enchantress had a bone to pick with her. She had her heart.
Because it seems like after they picked up Amanda Waller, they went to a bar and just sat there for a while.
Well, after Amanda Waller got shot out of the sky,
because it's like, I guess we got to deal with this.
Jesse. Enchantress wanted to get her heart back and kill Amanda Waller for torturing and enslaving her. She couldn't leave that room. They were already trying to grab Flag. Now, and immediately once she got out into the open, her plane was taken down, or helicopter was taken down, and they retrieved the heart. They thought they killed her. She was in immediate danger.
I don't know. If she was in immediate danger, they didn't play it up that well.
That's because she's Amanda Waller. She's not going to let you think that she is in any danger. She's God in this movie, and she wants you to think that. It seems like
they were just sent to the room, and then, stuff just happened
to retrieve her. And then she got shot down, and things changed.
Since we're on this topic, that's actually one of my biggest issues with the movie. The whole city managed to be evacuated, except for her.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a little bit of a gap there. Like they're kind of stretching for like, oh, we didn't really have anybody else for them to go and save, and Amanda Waller just happens to be in the.
Yeah, it wasn't that technically sound. Just all like there are some.
Well, that's really a theme for these DC movies. I mean, none of them are really that technically sound, which is why critics have such problems with them.
Yeah, I mean, it is separate directors. Zack Snyder can't really put a scene together, but David Ayer can, and he's done movies like End of Watch, which is fantastic, and he's done Fury. So,
I think the star power in the movie pulled it through, and I think at the end of the day, it was the best. It might be the best DC movie we've got out of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Suicide Squad. It was fun. They didn't need to spend half the movie, preparing you for the next movie. They just kind of threw something in at the end. And I don't know, and at the end of the day, I walked out of that with a smile on my face. As opposed to the first time I saw Batman vs. Superman, I was happy, and I was smiling, but at the same time, I was sour to a lot of things that I had watched.
Yeah, it definitely is better than Batman vs. Superman. It's funner than Batman and Superman. You enjoy it a lot more throughout the entire thing. It's a better full package than Batman vs. Superman was. That was just multiple kind of okay packages rolled into one.
No one likes a subpar package.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
But I wouldn't say Suicide Squad was even better than Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel a lot. I think that's probably still the best one.
I agree with you, Jesse. I think Man of Steel is the DC movie we've gotten so far. Another topic.
Yeah, another topic, different day.
Yeah,
Jesse, what
I
was your
really like
favorite-
Man of Steel. It's a really great movie. I think Man of Steel is better than Batman versus Superman. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't even seen the extended cut of Suicide Squad yet. So
Yeah, well, I would like to see Suicide Squad again. I've only seen it once, and I feel if I saw it again, it might change my outlook on it. So.
I would like to see sequels.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do want to see another Suicide Squad movie.
I would like to see Rick Flag and Deadshot come. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, all the characters in the movie were like top notch. Even Jai Courtney pulled that out of his ass and did a great Captain Boomerang.
I would love, on that note, to talk about Captain Boomerang for a moment.
Kyle, what did you like about Captain Boomerang?
Oh my god. Well, my favorite member of the Suicide Squad in the comics and in the animation that they've done with Assault on Arkham and even in this movie was Digger Harkness. Because how can you not love Captain Boomerang? He and him, Deadshot, and Harley are the three constants in the Suicide Squad. And he is the comic relief of all comic reliefs. He's a Flash villain, which immediately scores points.
Yeah.
And he throws boomerangs that explode. So, and he's
What's not to
Australian.
He's Australian. Fire. Look.
When he picked up the unicorn, I mean, there's just so many scenes. I love when Rick Flag smashes the remote from his arm, and he's like, "Look, you're all free," and immediately he just gets up and
I'm getting at it.
just leaves as fast as he can.
I think he did a fantastic job. That's probably the best performance he's ever done.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, maybe. He was born to be Captain Boomerang.
He was. He's better as a funny actor than as a serious actor. Like, I'm not saying he's not a serious actor and it's not,
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
He's
You
better
don't
with
see a
comedy.
lot of roles where he brings on that comedy, and he doesn't take on the role of comic relief very often.
Yeah, he's been in Terminator, Hunger Games, all just performances. But he really shines when he's doing this. He did a great job.
I really loved in particular Deadshot. It didn't really feel like Floyd Lawton. Because it really wasn't Floyd Lawton. I mean,
no, this was Will Smith Deadshot.
Yeah, this was Will Smith as Deadshot, not Floyd Lawton as Deadshot. He even doesn't want people to call him Floyd. He's like, "Don't call me Floyd. Only my friends call me Floyd."
If I can make a point, honestly, what we all saw in theaters was Deadshot the movie featuring the Suicide Squad,
and it was amazing.
I loved
Deadshot and Harley Quinn the movie.
Yeah,
Deadshot and Harley Quinn featuring Suicide Squad.
Deadshot and Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad.
And the Suicide Squad and Batman and El Diablo.
And El Diablo was a huge member of this team.
Man, he kicked ass.
Oh, he was so.
In all the right ways too. They didn't try to use him in like the wrong way. They actually stuck to like his comic book story because he was possessed by a Mayan god. I mean that's canon. And they used him so well because they weren't like hinting at it the whole movie and making you wonder. They were just kind of like, hey, look what he can do.
And he can do much. He can get in a big fist fight with the main villain of it.
When he was talking throughout the movie, he kept hinting at like that wasn't his true form. And I remember in the video he had like a crown of fire over him, and I was like, what do you really look like then? And then at the end when he just like was this, what now that you say that it makes sense, he was a giant Mayan god of fire.
Yeah.
And he fought another god.
Until that point, I was thinking, how the hell is the Suicide Squad going to win this?
I just can't believe
Harley Quinn obviously
didn't see the sword lying at her feet. I just can't believe that. I know you're busy building a giant machine of floating rocks and lightning, but there is a soul-stealing sword at your feet. How do you not see that?
Oh man,
you deserve to be defeated.
Are you Are you casting this magic? Are you doing all the hard work?
I'm just saying, if you're doing all this and you can't notice a sword on the ground that's speaking, you really deserve to be defeated. You're not a very good bad guy. Doctor Doom would have saw that sword and then he would have used it.
Not
new,
not 2015 Fantastic Four. Not that one.
No, none of those aren't even really. None of them are really even Doctor Doom. None of the on-screen portrayals of Doctor Doom have been even close to accurate. He doesn't. He's not made of metal, people. It's a suit. How long is it going to take to realize he built this suit?
The suit of metal.
He can't conduct electricity or power. He's a man.
Metal man.
He has a scarred face. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
One of these days, we're going to get a real Fantastic Four, and it's going to be amazing.
One of these days.
They're going to start with, like, Sue and Mr. Fantastic in college, and they're gonna build it up. It's going to be great.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite part of the Suicide Squad was?
What was my favorite part? I really loved that bar scene, but I'm gonna have to say when Deadshot officially stole the show for me, which was he got up on that car and he started taking people out, and everybody just kind of sat and watched. And I was sitting in theaters, and I was kind of like jaw dropped, like wow, like oh, he really just took over the scene.
I don't know, did you concussion? Pretty crazy.
No, I have not seen Concussion.
I did learn, however, that apparently Will Smith and Margaret Robbie have done a movie together.
Yeah, Focus.
Yeah,
they're both con artists.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all right. Not really. It's not that good.
Yeah, they have good chemistry. They're friends. You can tell, and that's cool. Yeah. It allowed them to play Harley and Deadshot well.
She played a great Harley Quinn. I was skeptical before going in there because I thought she was just going to be weird. But no, she actually plays a very, like, psychotic looking,
I agree.
Harley Quinn.
Completely.
She plays great. She does a great job.
I was kind of skeptical going into it, but I figured she was going to do well just because, she got the part. She might as well have done something well.
I'd say, like, the first 5 minutes,
I thought we could do better initially. I thought there could be a better Harley Quinn, but I'm still very happy with it. She did very well.
Yeah.
I mean, she did her homework. You can tell she did her homework. They did their homework when they wrote it. They did such a great job of selling her as Harley Quinn. I mean, the moment they put her in the Jester costume, they sold her to everybody who watched that movie that she was Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
They did a great job. I mean, I was confident going into it. I saw her in Wolf of Wall Street, and I saw all I needed to see. I was like, she can absolutely play Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. She did a really good job. I really can't wait to see Margaret Robbie actually star in a movie where she doesn't. Not to say that I don't enjoy seeing her, but I'd like to see her in a role where she isn't like a sex symbol and is actually just being an actress.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think about time. Did that in Focus.
Yeah, but she's still, from what I understand, she still uses sex as a main focus in that movie. To play Will Smith. And
I know she doesn't want to play a role like that, and she should get her shot. Definitely.
I think she deserves it. At this point, I've seen her play a couple different characters.
Oh, she's getting so much bigger.
I think she has the talent. I think I'm ready for it. I think it'll be very good.
From that small role in that little indie film Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. When Martin Scorsese sees something in you,
yeah,
you actually have talent.
Be in my. Oh, I would say my favorite part of the Suicide Squad was probably the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
I probably enjoyed that a lot more than the rest of the film. I liked the rest of the film, but they set up the tone of the beginning was it was so fun and it was so energetic. It carried the film for the rest of the movie
I
from
totally agree.
those beginning sequences.
I think that's the best part of the movie, and I think that's the reason Suicide Squad is so good. Is the beginning of that movie. It's
Yeah,
just so good. The moment they
it
give you
kicks
Bell
it into
Rev,
overdrive. Yeah,
it's so good.
sets up everybody
I
so
love
well. You know, they don't go too deep into everybody except for really like Harley Quinn and Deadshot,
Yep.
which is fine.
I heard that
which is
they did record backstory for Slipknot, and that is recorded film. So I can't wait to see that.
Oh, Slipknot.
I
the
can't wait to
man who
see a
can
little
climb
sequence
anything.
with him. Apparently they did the whole thing, and it was a part of the movie, but they cut it.
Well, yeah. Now he's just the biggest waste of a character.
Well, they were like, we really shouldn't show you anything about Slipknot if we're just gonna, spoiler alert, they're just gonna blow his head off.
I'm gonna shoot up. Boom. Gone.
Well, that's
No
because
more.
Captain Boomerang's amazing.
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang totally is like, no, we should run. They're just
We should
just
totally run. We should try to escape. And then just so we could find out if there really are.
Did he just
explosives.
forget that he? Oh, well, they were doing it to. I guess he was doing it to test if it was actually in his head.
Yeah, he was like, Captain Boomerang was like, I wonder if this thing is actually in our head. And,
It's like a
it can actually
50-50
blow me
shot.
up.
I'll take it.
So he was like, hey, we should totally escape. I'm gonna make a distraction and we'll make a run for it. And he was like, okay. And then he made the distraction and then he didn't run. He just like let himself get like put up against that wall by the katana, and
We had to see this guy who uses ropes to just swing around. Just,
he's
he's
considered the greatest climber in the world, Jesse. He can climb.
Has he
anything.
climbed Everest?
He
though?
can climb
Okay.
anything.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal, has he done that?
Just Jake Gyllenhaal played a movie where he climbed Everest.
It's called Everest.
Oh my god!
It came out in like 2015.
Wow.
Well, needless to say, I don't think me and Kyle saw it.
Yeah, I don't think many people did.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, whatever.
It's unfortunate. I would have actually liked to. That sounds good.
It's on HBO Go right now.
It sounds like he's playing a role that isn't like some creepy weird guy.
No, yeah.
He's just good. It's good change. It took him Southpaw, where he was still pretty messed up, but then he got to. Now it sounds like he's just like a cool guy trying to climb Everest.
It's the same character from A Day After Tomorrow. He's just like he wants to
Same
learn
guy.
how to survive in that stuff for next time.
He's like, now that I've survived in the blizzard of New York, I can survive anywhere.
I could do this. I could do this.
Everest.
Whatever. He's just a young hotshot.
But we really should speak about Jared Leto, though. Like, how do we feel about his performance?
The Joker.
Kyle,
Well,
how do you feel about Jared Leto as the Joker?
initially your mind wants to compare it to Heath Ledger. That's only natural. He was the last Joker to this Joker. And it's not fair to Jared Leto to do that, but if we are comparing the two, he was nowhere near that level. And I really struggled with his performance as the Joker in this movie. There was only one particular scene. There's only two particular scenes where I really felt like he sold me on the Joker. And that was when he was convincing the guard in the back of the casino, and he kissed the ring, and he was like, I could tell you meant that. That made me laugh. I was like, that's definitely a very Joker thing to say. And when he was convincing Harley to jump into the vat of chemicals. Those are the only two scenes I really felt like he was the Joker. Everything else was just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he did a decent job, a pretty good job getting into the character. I think he did a pretty good job. But I have a problem with the Joker he ended up becoming. I don't know if I really care for this gangster thug Joker. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I do. And yet, I don't when I think of him, I don't try to compare him to Heath Ledger. But now that you're bringing it up, I'm just like, yeah, it's not the sadistic, psychotic Joker that Heath Ledger did, which was the best. It was just, I don't know, it was a weird type of Joker. I think this Joker was good, was fine for the Suicide Squad movie, but I do not see this as a Joker as a mainstay for the entire DCCU. I don't think this should be the Joker. I don't think it should.
Exactly.
I think we'll see like a development of character too. I think he'll get better with it as we go on.
I don't even know how much. He's already
more.
has so much character development. We haven't even been a part of it.
I wanted more scenes to see if, like, because it was just kind of, it felt very one-sided. Just a small look at what he can do. I want to see more from his Joker. So
we will.
Yeah, Alex. We haven't seen what he's gonna do, and I would like to see that, to see if he can actually pull it off.
I mean, I really enjoyed his performance just because I liked the character he was, but I agree with what you said, Kyle. It didn't necessarily feel like the Joker all of the time. Not to take away from his performance in any way, because it was a very interesting character, and it probably took a lot to get into that kind of character.
Yeah, but he did a good job, doing that, yeah.
I want to see... He seems almost too crazy, which I know is a ridiculous statement, but he seems like it's random almost. That's kind of the vibe I get from him.
I completely agree with that.
And like, while the Joker might mostly be random and sporadic, for the most part, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's the genius. It's the genius of the Dark Knight. It's the genius of the Joker. He's so crazy, but yet he is actually the guy with the plan. He has a plan, but you didn't get that vibe from Jared Leto's Joker. No. Just seemed like he was doing whatever, for whatever reason.
He was being the Joker. He was just existing as the Joker.
He was just existing. Almost. He didn't have like an ulterior motive or a plan. He was just like, let's just be crazy. And then Harley got captured, and he was like, I'm kind of mad about it. I should go get her back.
Well, that's what having more of him in the movie would have done. It would have gave him an actual, what's the word I'm looking for? A goal or something. It would just really have benefited from him doing more, so we could see what his game plan was, what he was trying to accomplish. But we didn't really get that. That's why it felt sporadic. There was like 3 scenes he was in, 3 or 4 scenes.
I think the total was like 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes of the Joker in total in this movie, I think is what I saw.
It's like, well, it's better than getting only like less than 30 minutes of Batman in The Dark Knight Rises.
True.
That was like almost 3-hour film.
Jared Leto's performance was better than that whole movie. I would watch those 8 minutes and be more happy and fulfilled than the whole Dark Knight Rises.
I was fine, whatever.
There's only one scene in particular that I think that really stuck with me and bothered me about Jared Leto, and it was when he killed that random guy because he was like, "That's a bad bitch."
With all the tattoos and the piercings.
That's common.
That's it.
All that chit chat.
That's it. Like that's all it takes. Like he just was like, "That's a bad bitch," and Jared Leto was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have her come over here and grind on you, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, you don't want no beef, and then I'm gonna kill you," because that made sense.
You don't say anything about my girlfriend. I like her hair.
That's not what the Joker would have done. That's not how the Joker would have handled that.
I agree, but I still loved that scene.
Why? It didn't even make any sense.
I thought he was so weird in that scene. He just said a couple random things.
It was so weird. It didn't make any sense. He was just like, "You're his now." And it was like, what are you doing, man? Like, you sound like an old man.
Was that the first scene we got from the Joker? Because that was...
No, the first scene we got was excellent, and it was when it was them in therapy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was an excellent scene.
Yeah.
You got to remember, when he's in that scene, when he's talking all weird and whatnot, you got to remember, that Joker doesn't have any teeth.
He didn't have any teeth in any of the other scenes, and he did fine.
Yeah, his voice, I noticed his voice, his pronunciation of things varied on certain words. Okay. I'm going to assume that's because he was wearing a grill in his mouth. But
he needs a pair of fake teeth. I'm sorry, but it's like one of the most iconic images of the Joker is him smiling, and you got the teeth. So it's like, what the hell?
Hey, maybe in the solo Batman film, who knows? Maybe we'll get full-fledged Joker. Maybe he'll break Harley out, and they'll go back to being king and queen.
Already
of the city.
broke Harley out.
I'm going to be interested to see, because I don't know if
he broke her out, and now they're going to be back on top.
Going against Batflick.
I don't think Batman's gonna let that happen anymore. I like to think that Batman, once he becomes friends with Wonder Woman, the Flash, Cyborg,
I don't want to
Aquaman, and Superman again, I like to think that the Joker and Harley would be like, what, we should probably be, more in the shadows, terrorist attacks every now and then, not like crime lords.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made like actual good guys now, because what are they going to go up against, the Justice League? They don't even have El Diablo anymore, right?
Dude, they might. I'd fight the Justice League.
You'd lose.
Well, yeah, but I'd still fight them.
You'd lose instantly.
It's all about believing, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of stuff supervillains say to each other.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think supervillains are like, guys, you should go fight the Justice League. Anything's possible when you believe in yourself.
Let's work together, guys.
Yeah.
We're the Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all gonna die if we don't do what they tell us.
That was Slipknot behind the scenes. That was
Slipknot. He was the motivational speaker of the group.
I like that everybody laughed when he said she had a mouth, and I'm like, that wasn't even funny.
He just punched a woman in the face.
It wasn't even funny at all. Like, he got out the car, punched her in the face.
That's abuse right there.
Yeah, it was clearly gender specific. He was just like, punch this girl in the face.
Like,
and they ruined that because Jai Courtney punched a bunch of people when he got out of Captain
Boomerang
when he got
did
out of the
it
bag.
so much better. They brought him in a bag.
He came out. He came out.
They already
swinging.
did the punching scene.
I like that I like to imagine, because everybody kind of got something in this movie as a reward for doing such a good job, and I like to imagine that the thing that he got was not being put back in a bag. He got an actual cell.
They transported him in a car like everybody else.
They were like, hey, man, we'll treat you like a normal prisoner, not like this crazy lunatic Aussie.
How many life sentences did he say he had?
Wasn't it 4? It was 3.
He had 3. He's 10 years off of 3 life sentences. How many a little more than that?
Oh, Captain Boomerang.
You need to take off a couple life sentences here.
Man. There is a point when Deadshot has the shot and he could kill Harley. I honestly think I might have done it if I was Deadshot.
Would you have done it?
Yep.
Would you'd have killed her?
I know Amanda Waller. Okay, she's a lot of things, but that was real. She was really gonna send my daughter to college. I could feel it. That was a serious moment. She was pissed. She was emotional. She was like, "Oh, one of the squad's gonna get away." And if I'd have taken her out, she'd have been like, afterwards, she probably would have been like, "Okay, you can work for Argus or something, and you're free," or something like that. She would have let me go in a way.
I don't know. I would 9 times out of 10. I'm not trusting Amanda Waller at all.
No.
I don't know, man. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Don't bite the hand that put the bomb.
Only deal with her.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that put the bomb in your neck, man. Play along.
Only deal with her if you're Batman.
Batman's like, I'll take care of it next time.
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again. Or me and my friends will put a stop to it.
Whatever, Batman.
Thank you for this dossier on Aquaman.
My friends
Flash,
that we haven't met yet.
Thanks for this document on metahumans that I need for reasons that I'm not Batman.
They should have waited on the trailers before after the film, just so everybody could see that.
You know what would have been interesting? And you know what they really should have done? This is just an idea that I just thought of. But those little videos that they had in Batman vs. Superman, they should have not had those. Not had that whole thing where Wonder Woman was looking at him. Put most of the scenes in that they took out in the extended cut, and they should have been releasing those videos as like the
Online.
dossiers online, and it could have been viral, and it would have really reached a lot more people, I think.
That would be a
That
great
would've been
marketing campaign right there.
But they didn't.
No.
But they did.
He
And
said the
here we are.
marketing
They
was
didn't do it.
terrible.
Yep.
Let's show Doomsday.
Let's show Doomsday, and we'll show him powering up.
People are gonna love it.
You know what we won't show you though? That full scene when he says, "You know what the greatest lie in America is," and then when you hear it, it won't be that good of a line.
Let's take out all the things that make sense from this film and just release it.
Leave
Just see what
every
people think.
single Lex Luthor scene except for one. He's a very pivotal
You know what?
part of
Kick him
this
out of the
movie.
I'm still upset that the 3-hour extended edition didn't give me the scene where Batman breaks into LexCorp.
It would have
That
been
is-
amazing.
That is like the only scene I absolutely wanted to see in the extended edition, and they didn't give it to me.
He just swoops down, catches the.
That one guy, I feel so bad for that one guy. Because at that point, everybody else is taken out, and you're the last guy, and you're walking around like, oh dear God, Batman's here. And then just
I
comes
can't
down
deal with
from the
this.
ceiling and brings you up. You're just going to be like, ah!
This is so scary.
He's like, I am the darkness. You're like, oh God. Be afraid of bats forever.
You are, just leave me alone.
I must become my fear.
I would definitely quit my job at LexCorp, and I would go work at like a paper company. I'd be like, I have to
My
change
wife's
my
been
life.
right, you know. I've been
You
thinking
quit
about
working at
this. I just need to do it.
Go to what? Go to work at a not even knowing.
But overall, I think Suicide Squad was really good. I think it's. We'll give our ratings and we'll go around, but I think it was probably the best DC movie out of the three we've got yet, simply because it was fun and it reached a lot of audiences, and overall, I think its tone was the right kind of tone that they should be taking in this DC universe. It's a good step forward, and I think they can build off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3.5.
3.5. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's really
Actually,
good.
way higher than we were going to go.
I think it's a
Jesse?
little bit lower than he was gonna go. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's completely average. It may be a little bit above average. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think that's good to give to it.
Well, I guess we all agree on one thing. It's definitely a 3.5. There were a few things I personally would have done differently, but overall, you're right, Kyle. It's a very, very good step for the DCEU, and I'm excited to see what they're going to put out next.
Yep, that'll be Wonder Woman. Very much looking forward to that. We'll definitely cover that. We've been Gentlemen Critics, and this has been our review of Suicide Squad. Thanks for listening.